Hello everyone and welcome to round 5 of season 5 FZR Racing League. Alex, would you like to take them through the track map?
I would love to. Get 18 on the grid today, and Hungary. Interesting. Let's see who comes out on top. Now, turn 1, we've seen it tricky in real life. Valtteri Bottas loved that corner, didn't he? But, yeah, nice little hairpin. Then on to the second straight of the lap. DRS on that into turn 2. Another overtaking zone, you might see a couple there today. Nice round left-hander. Into a sharp flat-out right-hander to finish off sector 1 into turn 4. If you get on the curb there, it can really punish your rears. You don't want to be spinning there. Then turn 5, another right-hander. Yet again, don't want to hit the curbs. They're very high and very risky. Into the chicane at turn 6 and turn 7. Pretty tricky to get right, but when you do get it right, it can gain massive lap time. Out of that, turn 8. Nice smooth corners. Turn 9 as well. Turn 10 is another nice smooth little left and bend into turn right. Another right-hander. Turn 12 sharp right-hander into the hairpin. That is turn 13. And then on that round the right-hander of turn 14, DRS wide open, and that finishes a lap. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah, let's first of all go through the standings.
I mean, it's got interesting recently. We've seen Ferrari step it up big time. They've got a new sign of Jamal, who is now full-time. Coppercoin is back in the car today, though, as Phoenix cannot make it. But, yeah, it's going to be a good challenge to Williams. Lewis Piper is here today, so let's see how he contends. Hopefully no last lap damaged tyres. And obviously, Lewis Piper still top, with Jamal giving him a good challenge. And let's see how Striker can get along. A lot of 12 points, P4 in the last 3 races. Consistency is key, and there's the top 3, and the ones who will get the prizes at the end of the season. And now let's go to the drivers, as we are now on board with Seth Martin. He had a great race last time out. Got his massive amount of points. Oh, and he's spun. That's where I said you don't want to be getting on the curb. Wow, that's tricky on your first lap as well. Don't want to be doing that on any more of your bankers, but yeah, unlucky. Have a few drives out on track right now. The Red Bulls family, as I should say, as
same location.
This track can punish you. Pretty tricky. Let's hope they get used to it. So let's go on board with Johnny. Looking for some points to clean up for Mercedes today. They've just not got any luck recently. Bit all over the place, that Mercedes, but hopefully today they can bring it home in some points, as I think they're P9 in the championship at the moment. It's not looking great for them, but hopefully going forward they can improve, as it's looked a pretty tidy lap from Johnny. Let's see what he can do. As across the line, 116.6, he beats Templos, beats the other 3 drivers that have set lap times. Good to see. And now let's go on board with Jack Craft in the Aston Martin. Aston Martin, yeah, like I said, Seth Martin, their new driver, debut last time out for them. He had a great race, as I think he might get blocked. Oh, no, it's just got out of the way. That's good for him. He has a purple sector 2. This could be provisional pole for Jack Craft. Looking good, no mistakes now. Nicely onto exits. I think Seth Martin has crashed out in sector 2. That is unlucky for him, but his teammate Jack Craft, is he going to stick on visual pole? No, he isn't. That's quite a while off as well. Puts it in P4. Unlucky for him.
Let's see what Jamal can do then. We saw him take the victory in the last round of Monza. Let's see where he can put his car around Hungary.
He looked very comfortable last time out, no mistakes really from Jamal. Tyre wear is what brought him into play on the latter stages of that race. I mean latter stages, I mean the final corner. It was pretty crazy, but let's see if we can get back-to-back wins consecutive from the last 2 rounds. As you see, a couple of drivers really struggling to get to grips with this track. As Jamal puts it on provisional pole, 3 tenths faster than the Mercedes of Johnny. 116.3.
Jamal, as always.
Yeah. I think he's got to look to get in the 15s on his second lap time. As I think that's Mercedes spun out of turn 1, get back on track though. Just good to see. And now the Alpines are also struggling actually. Andre, I think everyone's really struggling on their first laps so far. Can't really get to grips with the curbs. Kuro is on a great lap, setting personal bests all over the place, and a purple sector 2.
Let's see what we can do in the McLaren.
Good to see Kuro with us again. Hopefully he does get a full-time seat eventually. Hopefully the team principal does snap him up. But yeah, let's see how Kuro does. Doesn't take as much curb as, well, doesn't hit the apex as much, but it's a good line. Looking pretty strong for Kuro here. Sector 2 is purple. I think this is his main banker lap, as he must have made a mistake on his first one. 27.6, that is not fast at all, but here we go, rounds out the final corner. Nice move on exit. Let's see where he puts the power down. Does it nicely. Now across the line. Oh, it puts it in P3. That's a good lap time from Kuro. See IBG 2009. Kind of struggling with the car. Not as smooth as you like, but across the line he keeps it in P8. Doesn't improve that much on his lap time. That's right on board with Lucario, the second of the 2 alphas to set a lap time. Lucario, let's see what you got. 27.5 in the first sector, setting no purples. But let's see if Lucario can set it and put his car in the top 5, as Jack Craft is now DNF'd from the session. Everyone seems just to really struggle on the curbs around. Oh, that's another spin. You know what? It's not going right for any of these drivers, really.
It's not, apart from the top 5 in the 116s. 10 plus purple sector 1. Let's see what we can do in his new Red Bull.
10 plus is due some luck, surely. He needs it. He needs everything now in this race. He needs to try and contend for the podium again. It's going to be pretty tricky to challenge the likes of Jamal and Lewis Piper, but if there's one person to do it on this track, it is 10 plus, nearly 3 tenths up on his last time. Needs to gain that little bit extra in the last sector, as Johnny has improved a couple hundredth from his last lap time, but 10 plus is the main man right now. Can he challenge for pole position in the second part of qualifying? Let's see. Rounds out turn 14. Now across the line, he puts in P2, a 10th off of Jamal's time. It's not good enough at the moment, but I'm pretty sure if you go, as Lucas Giles, his teammate, puts it on provisional pole at 116.1. That is massive for Red Bull. A 1-3 at the moment. Are they real contenders for pole position today and maybe even the win? Let's see what the race pace is like going forward. Now the AlphaTauris, can they join the likes of their sister team Red Bull? Purple sector 2, ice off Jake Squid. I don't know if it's glitch or not, but let's see if Jake Squid can put it on provisional pole. Can we make it a Red Bull family top 4? But Jake Squid, he rounds out turn 14, gets it on the power smoothly. Ooh, DRS wide open across the line, puts it in P2. This is great stuff for the Red Bull family. AlphaTauri and Red Bull look to really be contenders today. Lewis Piper hasn't set a lap time yet, but let's see how it compares going forward. Oh, wow. as I'm watching IBG going into the pit lane, and I think we only have a few drivers out on track at the moment. Let's go on board with Jamal. I'm not sure, I think he is on a lap. Oh no, he can't be on a lap. 2 minutes on the delta. He must have been charging his battery. Now Jamal, I'm not sure if he's on a, I think he's on a U set of tyres. Oh no, they're fresh. Must be using all three in this session. Not saving any for the race, it seems. Now into turn 1. Does it nicely. Could have probably got a bit tighter to the apex, but does it well. Smooths it out on exit. Now into turn 2. Nice and smooth on the exit. Want to be going flat out round turn 3. Does it nicely. Very smooth from Jamal so far. Now this is the corner that can really ruin your lap, or make it. It's a purple sector 1 so far on this lap. It's been a really good sector 1 for him so far. Oof. Going forward, is he going to be pole sitter today? Is he going to be a consecutive winner this season? We've only had Lewis Piper do that so far. Can Jamal join him up there, or in the championship, challenging for P1 and stay that full prize pool away? He's gone a bit wide there in sector 2. He's still up on his delta. No track limits there. 4 tenths nearly up. This is going to easily put him on provisional pole for now. 6 minutes on the clock. He's rounding out the final 2 corners. Is Jamal the one to watch in this race? Can he stick it on pole for this race in Hungary? Let's see. Jamal crosses the line. He does with ease. A 15.8 from Jamal. What a lap. That is strong stuff. He even went off in sector 2. Has he got more to give in this qualifying session? Now the Red Bulls have really got to challenge. It's a Red Bull 2 to P2 to P4. Let's see if Lewis Piper is one to watch as well. He must be saving some of his tyres for the race too, but it's been very strong from the drivers so far. Yep. Striker Boy crosses the line, puts it in P3. That's a good strong lap time from Striker Boy.
Johnny is in the pit wall.
Unlucky for Johnny. He needs to be getting some smooth lap times in if he wants to challenge for the top 5 today and keep it in there. But
let's see what Kerwo can do.
Kerwo has been pretty strong actually. They've always had good pace every track we go to. One of the strong contenders for a podium. Does races at Aston Martin reserve, but McLaren have borrowed him today. And Kerwo is 6 tenths down. I think Kerwo is just recharging the battery for another lap after this. As Andre keeps consistently having great performances for Alpine. Last week it really didn't go his way at all. 6 tenths off on his time. Let's see if he can put it in the top 5 and challenge for them positions. Alpine probably looking for some more points recently to challenge the teams ahead, but Andre is rounding out the final corner. Smooth on the exit, gets power down nicely. DRS open across the line. Andre puts it in P9. 9 tenths up. I did see him make a mistake in sector 2, but it's a shame as Old Hoss needs to try and get to his teammate a bit closer. Can't do it this time round. A 117.0. It's not good enough. He needs to get another 2-3 tenths to challenge Kerwo and Lusario.
Old Horse, let's see what he can do. Deploying battery. 300th down on his previous lap time, and he spins. That's not great for Old Horse. Let's see what Lusario can do on his next flying lap.
But
if Lewis Piper comes out of the pits, sure he will do soon.
Must be going out for a run unless he's disconnected or something. But let's see.
Is Ben Rushy
but I've invited them.
Thank you to everyone in the stream. Make sure to follow us all on socials, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch. We'll be posting the final standings, race results and highlights on there. As we're watching Johnny, is looks like to be getting obstructed here. And he does, he backs out. It's quite far from the Ferrari there.
I think Kuro is setting up for a lap or coming into the pits, I'm not sure. Setting up for a lap. And rounds out wide to get a good traction on exit, get the power down a bit sooner. Kuro needs to get a good lap in to challenge the top 5 and get some good points for McLaren into turn 1. Nice move, hits the apex nice, probably could have went a bit wider and get the power down sooner, but the job will do into turn 2. Smooth, doesn't want to get on the power too early, it could really ruin his lap. Now, round turn 3 does it nicely. Now this is the big corner, what everyone's been struggling with, a 10th up on his time. Ooh, goes out a bit wide, but perfectly done, perfectly managed. Kuro is on a good lap and could really challenge the top 5 here into the chicane. Takes a bit more curb on entry compared to on exit, but does it nicely. This has been very smooth from Kuro, we've got to say. Must be gaining a lot of time on the Delta compared to his last time. It's looking a very nice lap. 5/10 up. Can Kuro challenge the top 3? Kuro, it's been a fantastic lap, I've got to say. One of the best I've seen so far. Ooh, went a bit wide there. That is not gonna do. I've asked the commentator's cursor struck. Kuro's on a fantastic lap there. Can Kuro at least improve? Can and does into P6, but probably lost about 3/10 there and could have probably challenged Lucas Giles. Oh, Striker Boy. Speaking. Oh, as Jake Squid, I'm not sure what happened there. As Lewis Piper has retired, as Lucas Giles sets a 1:15.7 and goes pole position at the moment. We do see Jamal on a lap 2, but we're gonna have to see what happened between Jake Squid and Legend. I'm not sure how that happened either. Jake Squid's not on a lap either, which is a shame for him. But Jamal, if Jamal wants pole, he's got to do everything perfect in the final stages of Sector 2 and Sector 3.
Delta. This could be close for pole. Striker Boy also up on his time.
Wow, this is going to get close at 10th.
Close.
Oh wow, this is mega. No mistakes on the final corner for Jamal. Let's see how he does it then. A 10th up. Oh my god, he needs a bit more than a 10th, even a 10th and 100th, that will do, and that'll put him on provisional for now. Jamal does put it on pole for now, and I don't think Lucas Giles is on a lap either. Is Templos going to deny him? Oh, this is going to get close as Striker Boy lays it out in P4. Is Templos going to improve? He's coming into the pits. Templos is not going to get pole position today. Can any? No one else. And Jamal has got pole position. That was close. Lucas Giles and Templos, you've got to say they're in for a chance in the race. Let's see how the race pace does to figure out. But, wow.
Great stuff from Jamal. Here's your Hungary pole sitter in round 5 of season 5.
Yeah, it's well deserved. He's done fantastic so far.
Let's see if he can keep it in the race. I'm sure he will.
Bit unfortunate for Jake Squid as well. I'm pretty sure he's saying he got impeded on his lap, what caused him to get a 5-second, I mean not 5-second, 5-place grid penalty. So that will put him in P10 for the race. So I'm not sure what happened there. Both the Williams didn't set a lap time, which is interesting. I'm not sure what they're doing. I don't know if Lewis Piper's trying to last the first. We'll find out in the race. Now, seeing qualifying, who do you think is going to win?
Well, it's looked pretty strong between Lucas Charles and Jamal. We saw in the Red Bull team chat that all of the Red Bull family were putting in a lot of practice, especially Lucas Charles and 10 Plus. Jamal, very strong driver. So I think it. Do you know what? I think Lucas Charles will win. What about you?
I think I'm gonna have to agree. Lucas Charles just seemed to have the pace, and I don't know. The Red Bulls are looking quick. P2 and P3 so far. Lewis is gonna be. Please, I've done it. So. But we're going to have to see what happens going forward in the race. I think the strategy is key around Hungary is the tyre. The tyres are pretty. I mean, the tyre wear is pretty high. As hopefully no one has disconnected or anything, because everyone has got away nicely.
Let us know in the chat who you think is going to take the victory around Hungary. I think it's going to be quite close. I think it'll be a good battle, especially when Lewis Piper from the back of the grid joins in with all the action. Got to see how quickly he makes it through up into those podium places, if he does make it into the podium places. And of course Seth Martin, poor qualifying. Let's see what he can do from 16th place.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to how they do. The Aston Martins yet again haven't had a great smooth qualifying, but we saw him in the race just capitalise on others' mistakes, and Seth Martin came home with a great bunch of points, and he's pleased to get that result again, and hopefully he does.
For sure, for sure. Here we go then. Gonna be lining up for the grid any second now. Jamal getting the last bit of heat into his tyres.
Has had a bit of a spin at the back of the grid. I'm thinking that was Seth Martin.
Let's hope for no Bottas. No Bottas into turn 1.
We definitely don't want a Bottas into turn 1. Hopefully not.
Bit of
But it's going to get interesting.
Right, good luck to everyone.
Round 5 is about to begin. It's been a great first 5 rounds. Every race has had a lot of drama, but let's see how this one pans out today. All these drivers have done everything they can so far. Now 5 red lights. Let's see how they all get away today. As the red lights are on. And it's lights out and away we go in Hungary. Now, Jamal doesn't get away as smoothly as it could have went. Lucas Giles is going to go down the inside at turn 1. Lucas Giles, can he make the move to stick? Went a bit wide, but he has done. Lucas Giles takes the lead on lap 1. What a start for Lucas Giles. Andre also into P2. Alpine are going to be pleased. Is Andre going to go for a move into P1? He's went for the alternate strategy. Not quite. Lucas Giles takes the lead on lap 1. What a start it's been for him. Andre picks up 3 positions at the start and puts it in P2. But wow, what a start it has been for them 2 drivers. The front 2. It's going to get interesting as Andre is on the alternate strategy. He's on the mediums compared to Lucas Giles on the hards. But what a start it has been for them.
Brilliant start as well from Lewis Piper all the way up into 10th place. Fantastic work from him. He's going to go for 9th here. What can he do against Legend? Is he going to go for the move early, or is he going to wait until the main straight? Looks around the outside, not quite yet.
As both of them say, they seem to get away well as well. P8 and P9 for them too. Hopefully looking to get some more points today for the team. But it's been a very good start for Lucas Giles. 6 tenths is the gap, and obviously sets us a slap on the first lap. As he's the first one to complete it, Hasty seems to be struggling at the back of the grid. But
Blackmore goes for it on Templos. Templos leaves the room. There's contact between the 2 of them, and Kerwo gets them both.
Wow. I mean, that's going to get interesting. Did Striker Boy, was that a bit too preposterous from him? I'm not sure. I didn't see it myself. I'm not sure what happened. As Lucario is trying to get the job done on the Striker Boy, can't quite do it. This time, as he spins round, that is costly for him. Oh, that's a big shame for Lucario. What it could have been. Great first lap he had, but it's all whisked away for him on lap 2. Now Jamal is looking to get Andre, but DRS isn't enabled just at this moment. I think even with it, Lucas Giles is gapping quite heavily actually. There's a bit of a twitch there for Andre. Back of his car is wiggling like a worm. As the gap is now 1 second, and he won't get DRS when it is enabled. Now Jamal is going to look to get Andre for P2 again. It's easily done for Jamal. He's barely used any ERS to get the job done. Oh, that's an easy move. Both of them are on the medium tyres. Lucas Giles is on the hards. But which one is going to come out on top? Which strategy is the best call? And if Lucas Giles carries on like this on the worst tyres, as he spins around, Lucas Giles, what it could have been. It could have been a race win. He's still in it, of course, but that is a shame. On the first lap, he's on the hards too. It's going to be a struggle to regain positions on them. As he's pushed his luck a bit there. His 10 plus his teammate is going to look to try to get back past, but he just can't do it. But Lucas Giles, that is unlucky for him. That's such a shame. There's also Lucario just DNF. I'm not sure what happened. I think he did it in the pit lane, so it's all okay. But Jamal is now in P1. Andre in P2. I'm not sure. I think he's struggling. Has he got damage? Or has he just not got the pace? I think he just haven't got the pace on those mediums. Striker Boy is looking very quick as well. Just set the personal best out of all of the drivers in Sector 2, and he's going to look to capitalise on Andre's slow performance so far. Andre's going to look to keep him behind for as long as he can. It's actually going to help Lucas Giles try and get back in the battle for P2 too. So let's see as Lucas Giles gets a move done on Kerwo, and he's going to look to catch up to Striker Boy as soon as he can. Hopefully Andre holds him up just for him at this moment, but it's looking pretty smooth for Jamal at the moment. Let's see how he manages later stages in the race.
Yeah, good midfield battle here between Lewis Piper, Jake Squid and Jack Craft. Let's see what Jack Craft can do on Johnny. There's Lewis Piper still in P10. Obviously a great start for him as the Striker Boy's got past Andre.
Nice, he does inform Striker Boy. He needed that to get done as Lucas Giles was fast catching the back of Andre in the back of that little train. He's going to look to get back in the podium places, is Lucas Giles, and he's hopefully going to do it as soon as he can. Jack Craft has had a great start actually, up 4 positions. He's looking good in the points so far. His teammate on the other hand hasn't had a great start. I think he's had a spin or got damage. I'm not sure what happened there. But
Lewis Piper getting overtaken by Legend after he nearly hit the back of Jake Squid there. The Legend stays behind Lewis Piper though. As Lucas Giles gets past Andre on the main straight.
Yeah, he needed to get that move done as soon as possible. Oh my god, Andre's looking to come back. A bit of a switch back there. He doesn't have the DRS though. Now into turn 3. It's easy for Lucas Giles. Unlucky for Andre, but Andre is just not seems to have the pace on those mediums. Unlucky for Andre. Could have been up there in contention for P2, but just doesn't seem to have the pace.
Piper on Jack Craft. Can he make the move stick? And he has. Fantastic move from Lewis Piper. I think we should get used to this for the rest of the race.
As Kerwo is getting very close to Andre, he's going to look to get that move done as well. If he wants to try and catch up to the back of Lucas Giles, so is Templos as well. I'm not sure what happened with Templos at the start as well with the incident with Striker, but I'm not sure if that's going to get reported or investigated by our stewards. But going forward, Andre has got to just keep these drivers behind for as long as possible to make his strategy work. As he's on the mediums, he needs to get the pace, but he just doesn't seem to have it in the Alpine, not the confidence he needs to retain these high positions and these high points places. As Kerwell is gaining pretty rapidly, but just can't get close enough with DRS. Maybe Andre has found a bit of pace and unlocked it. He needs to try and get DRS from Lucas Giles if he wants to be safe, but just doesn't seem to have the pace that Lucas Giles does. There's a bit of a wiggle there for Kerwell. They've got all higgledy-piggledy on the exit, but still braves it nicely and very close to the back of Andre.
Seth Martin struggling at the back of the pack. It's not what you want to see.
Indeed, after a big points haul last time out, he's now struggling about 40 seconds back from the main pack, at the back of the grid. At the moment, it's getting very close. I'm not sure what happened there. There's a bit of a lag from Jake Squid. Maybe a bit of a desync there in the lobby. But Lewis Piper gets through. Nice. Easy. He's going to gobble that position up as this battle goes all the way up to Kerwo as he's just overtaken Andre and he's got it done with ease. Now he's under threat from Templos 2. It's a double overtake and Andre is now down 2 positions. The Red Bulls are back up in where they belong really, P3 and P5, and Templos is going to look to get past Kerwo as well. He's looking very close to the back. And let's see how fast it's going to take him to get this move done. He's going to look to get it here, maybe. Can Templos do it? Not looking to trouble him here, but does it well. I think we've got a spinner, and I think that is the Haas of Hasey, who is now left session. Not up on that. I don't know what's happened with him. But Templos is going to want to get a Red Bull 3 and 4. Lucas Giles has seemed to caught up to the back of Striker Boy, which is brilliant for him, and hopefully he can get back in contention for the lead. It'll be good to see him up there, and hopefully his strategy brings him closer as well.
Oh no, Andre, huge moment on the exit there, and he spins as Lewis Piper goes for the move on Johnny. Can he get it done into the final couple corners? Stays behind. Is he going to wait for the main straight? So unfortunate for Andre. Lewis Piper going to look for the move on Johnny with the DRS. Is he going to go for
DRS
the overtake? Overtake enabled. Going to go round the outside.
A bit of contact there and it's spun him round. He's spun him round. Johnny. Oh, the Mercedes can never get any luck in the recent races. But Johnny is now spun round. And I think Legend has joined him too. Oh no, he's just lost position. I'm not sure how. But unlucky for him. I'm not sure if that's going to get reported or not. But Lewis Piper up 12 positions into P6 is really in contention for the win today, and at least the podium places as he's catching up to Templos. Let's see how fast it can take him as Templos needs to try and get past Kerwo soon, as Striker Boy is getting very caught up by Lucas Giles. Lucas Giles getting very close to the back of Striker Boy. After that spin, what has taken the lead from him It's made Jamal a lot more comfortable. 5.4 seconds is the gap back to Striker Boy. But Lucas Giles is on the hards, Striker Boy on the mediums. Now on the main straights with a bit of DRS and hopefully a bit of ERS he might use. Let's see if Lucas Giles can get back into P2. 4 tenths is the gap. It's dropping all the way. It does seem like it's going to go down the inside. Lucas Giles goes down the inside. Can Striker Boy pull a switch back? He can't. He's tried it around the outside. He's got a bit more traction on exit, but doesn't get the DRS crucially, and that promotes Lucas Giles into P2 in this race. It's been a good comeback charge from Lucas Giles, but he is back in P2 where he qualified.
Good battle here between Old Hoss and Jack Craft. They kept swapping positions on the straights, but it does look like Jack Craft has got the better end of the straw there, as Old Hoss goes a little bit deep there.
Ooh, this Jake Squid has now got a 3-second time penalty for track limits. That is going to really affect him if he keeps this distance. Hopefully he tries to get out of 3 seconds to Jack Craft, but he's currently in P7 and that would demote him into P9 or P10 at the moment. Still will be in the points, but just needs to keep it there. There's Templar still, he's struggling to get closer to the back of Kerwo. Kerwo doesn't have any DRS, but he just seems to get the job done on the straights that he needs to. Templar still seems to be saving a bit of ERS, and so it's going to be close between him as Old Hoss is very, very close to the back of Jack Craft on exit. He's nearly getting him there already. Traction, this should be easy for Old Hoss Radborn. DRS, wide open, and he's easily done it by the corner, as it's maybe a double move, as Johnny is trying to weigh up the options, and he's going to try to do it on exit. He's going to have DRS, but he's just backed out a bit there. But Jack Craft does have the inside line. Can Jack Craft get it done? Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be a great battle onto the next straight, and he does retain the position, Jack Craft. Great battling from him, and it's impressive, as Johnny has also got past Old Hoss. It's been a disaster straight for Old Hoss Radborn. He's went from contending for P8 now into P10. Oof, the pace on Johnny just seems to be too much, as Seth Martin is now DNF from the race, and that is unlucky for him. His second race in Aston Martin, a points haul last time out, and just not had the pace. Too many mistakes. Not his day today. Unlucky for Seth Martin, as Johnny is getting very, very close to the back of Jack Craft, and he's going to want to get the move done as soon as he can. Maybe even going through here. Nah, it's going to be a bit audacious. Can't get it done, but it's going to be close on the exit of the final corner. Seems to have a lot of pace. Is it going to be another double overtake? Is Old Hoss Radborn going to want to get involved, as he's very close to the back of Johnny too? DRS and ERS enabled for Johnny.
Gone for the move on Templos. But Templos managed to retain the lead. Now DRS on the next straight. Looks like it's going to be another lap behind for Lewis Piper, unless there's a mistake from Templos or Kerwo. Great battling. Don't know where to look. As we go back to Johnny and Old Hoss.
It just doesn't seem to have the straight line speed. Jack Craft just keeps it on the straights. He seems to have quite a lot of straight line speed. Don't even have a lot of ERS. He just saunters down the inside, it seems. Good battling from these three cars, and they're all going to want to try and challenge Jack Craft and don't let him get away out of DRS. Johnny's very close. A 10th is the gap. That is the closest I've seen on a straight. He's going to go for it here. Whoa, on exit, out of nowhere, at the start of sector 3 even. Oh, he's pushed him out a bit there. Round the second to last corner. Went for a switchback. That would have been phenomenal, but it stays behind for DRS on the next straight. But Jack Craft seems to have just got away. I think that means he's safe on this straight. Old Hoss can't gobble up anything there, as it's a bit of a train. He's pretty much stuck behind Johnny if he's in DRS. He went for a dive bomb. Oh, I think Jack Craft will be able to get that back. Oh, he's safe around the outside. Johnny has got that position, and Old Hoss too. He did go for a dive bomb. It's worked for him. Jack Craft couldn't do anything about it, and he's now lost 2 positions in this race out of nowhere. That dive bomb from Johnny may have just brought him back in contention for a decent amount of points for Mercedes today. No mistakes now from Johnny. And let's see how it pans out going forward. His teammate is in P13. It's looking good as Jack Crafter spun round. Oh, he's got too much curb. Too confident in the car. It's not great for Jack Craft at all. Unlucky. Still in P10 though. He just needs to keep that. Also, a quick look to the front. Lucas Giles has lost about 2 seconds since he overtook Striker Boy to the back of Jamal. Just can't seem to gain anything. But I think P2 is a great position for Lucas Giles. So I think he just needs to keep his strategy going and see how it pans out. He will be on the faster tyres in the second stint. Got to remember that. So let's see how it goes with his strategy calls. As Lewis Piper is still stuck behind Tempos, as Tempos is still in DRS to Kerwell. It's going to be a struggle if it keeps like this for Lewis Piper. Just can't get close enough.
Hey Stevie, needs to move back.
But Lewis Piper, 2 tenths is the gap. No matter what on the straights, it's nothing's going to affect him. It's going to be the same speed for both cars, so it's just nothing's going to happen for Lewis Piper if Tempos doesn't make a move on Kerwell. I don't think he will anytime soon, as Kerwell is now trying to get in DRS of Striker Boy. This is all a battle for the final podium place. If Kerwell can get close enough to Striker Boy to get him in DRS and safe from Tempos behind. The gap is now 5 tenths. Just doesn't seem like Tempos has enough traction on exit to get close enough to the back of Kerwell. It's just seemed that for the last probably 10 laps he's been behind. But DRS open for both of them and none of them seem to get gain, as Jake Squid is now in the pit lane. But Lewis Piper is going to go for it. Is he going to go for a dive bomb? He is going to do it. What a move from Lewis Piper. But Tempos is going to try and fight it back. Tempos is going to go down his head. No challenges there. But Lewis Piper, that's going to be crucial for him going forward. As he gets P5 and now he's going to challenge Kerwell and he's going to catch up very quickly. He's needed that move done. He's finally done it. Nice move from Lewis Piper. Oh, there's a big wiggle from Kerwell. As Lewis Piper is now going down the inside of Kerwell too. Oh, as Kerwell just keeps it. But into the chicane. Can Lewis Piper get it done? He's went for a bit of a dive late, last of the late breakers. Nice, he does it for Lewis Piper. 2 positions gained in this lap. It's been great for him. Oh, that's crucial for Tempos too. And hopefully Tempos can get back into DRS of Lewis Piper to try and get him a bit closer to Striker Boy. Try and get P4 at least, as Lewis Piper is in DRS.
Just shows
I think he will be.
what a small error can do, as Kerwell loses out 2 positions to Tempos and Lewis Piper. Lewis Piper can now continue his charge and aim for the podium places, like you say.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic charge. Up 14 positions and getting closer to the back of Striker Boy. It's been a great drive from Lewis Piper. It looks like he's chosen the better strategy too, hards to mediums. It's looking very promising for him, but it's going to be close near the end. See if he can catch up to Lucas Charles and Jamal too. If he gets past Striker Boy here, it's probably inevitable by the end of the race. 20 laps now to go. Lewis Piper is on a charge. Also looking down on the grid, Old Hoss just seems to be struggling to get closer to the back of Johnny. Kerwell, of course, is actually very close to the back of Tempos. See if he can regain that position. Seems to have the pace today. Does Kerwell in P6? It's still good points for him. Tempos is probably not happy as how his race has gone so far. Without that incident with Striker Boy, would he be in P3 right now? I'm not sure. But Lewis Piper is very close to the back as Striker Boy is into the pits. That will promote Lewis Piper into P4. But I think the mediums are dying out now, and that will mean surely Jamal will pit soon too.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see when Jamal pits, if he can find a bit of a window. in between the midfield cars.
There's only three cars now in the pits. Jack Craft, Old Horse and Striker Boy, I think everyone behind will do too. IBG 2009 looking to get that final points place too, if anything happens. Let's see if he can benefit as he's into points, but that is without pitting, of course. Striker Boy trying to get some heat in the tyres. It's going to be a struggle on this track. But yeah, it's going to look, let's see how it pans out with the pit strategy. Jamal, has he chose the right option, as Lucas Charles seems to have just gained about 5 tenths on that last lap. Must have made a mistake there, Jamal. But as I say, Kerwo just can't gain his similar position to why 10 plus was in a couple of laps earlier. Let's see how Jamal's pit stop goes, as Lucas Charles will be in P1 with a bit of ease and with fresh air ahead of him, a bit of clean air. He'll do the trick for Lucas Charles and hopefully doesn't lose any time to Lewis Piper. No mistakes for Lucas Charles if he wants to get the top 2 positions at least, as he does seem to have a good amount of pace today, as he's actually just keeping Lewis Piper at bay.
Nice little window for Jamal there, clean air in front of him, only 1 car behind. Not looking a threat on his 16-lap-old hard is Johnny, so great work from Jamal.
Yeah, good call from Jamal. 4 seconds is the gap, and I think that's just nice enough to get his tyres up to temperature, and going forward just get those tyres in the right generating window. Johnny's now got a freezing time penalty, struggling with track limits. It would keep him in the same position now, but he hasn't pitted yet, of course, so we'll see how that pans out over time, as Jack Craft was looking to get the final points place. He's got a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That could be crucial going forward. Unlucky for Jack Craft, but let's see if he can still gain 5 seconds from P10 when everyone else does pit, of course. There's Lewis Piper. Just been watching the delta times between him and Lucas Charles. Lucas Charles is actually gaining a bit of a couple tenths a lap on Lewis Piper. Lucas Charles is up there and is probably going to keep Lewis Piper easily at bay. That's the first. Lewis Piper doesn't seem to have the pace on him. There's Kerwo yet again, as we see, he just can't get close enough to the back of 10 plus. And the race has settled down a bit now, but we'll have to see what happens. The Striker Boy sets 1:19.5, and that's the personal best for all the drivers out on track. The fastest lap, purple lap from Striker Boy. Those hards must be working well. Let's see if Lucas Charles can do it when he pits onto some fresh mediums. But let's see how the battles commend after the pits are completed. A little bit wide there from Kerwo. That isn't great for him. But Lucas Charles is really, I think he's going to be in this, especially if Jamal does get traffic in the end and does catch up to the back of Kerwo. Just depends on when they pit, as they are pitting now. Let's see what happens on next. Let's see how much Jamal's advantage really is going on to the next lap. But lap 19, the medium runner, the hard runners even, are in for their mediums, as Jamal is now through into P3. Lewis Piper is in the lead at the moment. Let's see if Lucas Charles gets any traffic. Doesn't seem he has. I think he's got another clean air run that is perfect for him. But into turn 1 comes out pretty nicely actually to Jamal. About 7 seconds, 7.3 seconds is the gap, and it's probably come down a bit actually. The overcut may have worked for him. Let's see how he gains over time. Let's see if Jamal gets any traffic. It just doesn't seem he does. Looking good for Jamal at the moment. Let's see if 10 plus deploys something for his teammate. I think that will be crucial actually. I'll give it a shake up. Let's see if 10 plus does anything before he goes off into the pits. Unless he can't because of the Kerwo battle, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what he can do in this scenario. Let's see how fast Lucas Giles can maybe get the fastest lap as well. Let's get an extra point for the team. Been a smooth drive for Templos at the moment since that incident with Striker Boy. He's now in the pits and sets Jamal free, as so is Lewis Piper as well. Let's see where they both come out. And if they are in a battle, has Templos' strategy worked on Kerwo? No, Kerwo with the undercut. Oh, that's going to be gutting for Templos. Templos is not going to be happy about that.
Lewis Piper and Striker Boy has come out of the pits. None seems affected Striker Boy too much, but there was contact there as Lewis Piper's tyres will be cold.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Lewis Piper is going to probably want to get that position back as soon as he can on the mediums, but Lucas Giles is looking very, very strong on those mediums as well. He's gaining a lot on Johnny and a lot on Jamal too. He's chopped that time down by a massive margin. No mistakes now, and he could be in contention for the win again. Purple sets 2. I think this will be the fastest lap of the race so far for Lucas Giles, as Jack Craft sets it a 1:19.3. I think Lucas Giles is going to get into the 18s here. It's looked a very strong lap from him. He's gained a lot of time. The gap is now around 5.4 seconds or something like that, I'm guessing. And he does set a fast lap of 18.5. That's a great lap. 5.7 is the gap. It was 8 seconds before the pits. Jamal could be in trouble.
Boy. Down the main straight. Gets past him nice and easy.
He does get DRS in the next straight as well, of course. So that should easily get him past Striker Boy. I think Striker Boy knows it's not his main battle today, as Lewis Piper just has the pace in every track he goes to. He's dominant, he's Lewis Piper, and he's going to want to get as many points as he can to keep Jamal behind in the championship as well. But Lewis Piper up 15 positions, he's in P3 and he's looking strong too with a purple set to 1. But yeah, Lewis Piper, very strong. Oh, there's Lucas Giles, he's just everywhere. That car, the way he turns that car is just phenomenal. He gets on the power perfectly on every corner he goes into. 4.9 is the gap. 0.6 he has gained on the first 2 sectors. He has been truly phenomenal so far. Let's see if he can really gain the time in the next 14 laps, and let's see if he can regain this lead and get his first ever win this season. I'm not sure if it's all time as he sets another fastest lap. Is Lewis Piper got anything to say about that? He's come around the final corner. He does. 1:18.2. Oh wow. They are setting very similar lap times though, so he won't be gaining as much to Lucas Giles as Lucas Giles is to Jamal. I'm going to ride on board with Jamal for the time being just to see how he does and what his lap times are, because he is gaining. I mean, he is losing a lot to Lucas Giles. Another 0.5 is just demolished out of nowhere. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it goes forward.
Battle between Johnny and Old Hoss. Cool, he gets a 3-second time penalty. That could be crucial to the last stages of this Grand Prix. Johnny on the back of Old Hoss. See what he can do.
3.8 is the gap. I'm going to keep watching that gap. It's just been a truly phenomenal last few laps for Lucas Giles. The pace is just unbelievable. But the gap between Johnny and Old Hoss Radborn for P8 is crucial. As I've just checked the lap times, Jamal is doing 1:19.7 and Lucas Giles is in the 18s, of course. About a second a lap. Gonna get interesting soon as Johnny very close to the back of Old Hoss. He does have a penalty, of course, so he's gonna have to gain that. But looking good for Mercedes to get some more points today. Finally, a bit of luck gone their way with a few drivers retiring and the strategy's working out. But down the inside, Johnny will go into turn 1. I don't think Old Hoss is going to challenge it. I think he is actually. But we'll have DRS, of course, so he's just going to get outrun. The pace down the straight line. Ooh, as Lewis Piper's got a 3-second time penalty. I think that's going to take him out of contention for the win today, which is unlucky, but Lucas Giles does seem to have the pace over him at the moment. But Lewis Piper, 3-second time penalty, it might not affect him at all really. I think he's comfortable in P3 at the moment. It will still be good points, obviously, and especially if Lucas Giles gets P1, it will bring Jamal less points, meaning Lewis Piper will sit in P1 of the championship comfortably. It's 2.8 is the gap now. It's just been chopped by a second a lap. At this rate, he'll be getting past in about 3 laps time. Let's see how he does it. I'm not exactly AWS, but we'll see how much he does gain as who is that? Lewis Piper has spun round on the main straight out of the final corner. Oh, what a disaster for Lewis Piper. From P18 on the grid, he's now into P6. He was in P3, of course. That is unlucky for Lewis Piper. He's going to look to get these overtakes done and try and get back in contention for the podium positions. He does, of course, have the pace, but pushing his luck a bit too much there to try and gain on Lucas Giles. I think he just needed to keep calm and keep the consistent lap times flowing in. Got a bit too greedy on the final corner. It's not what you want to see for Lucas Giles.
Certainly not. Can Lewis Piper gain back what he has lost? He's gaining again on 10 plus. He's got to get past him pretty much immediately. He's got to be there on the straight for the start of the next lap to have any chance of getting a podium.
I mean, look at that. You've got to remember as well, he has a 3-second time penalty, which could be crucial near the end of the race. You've just got to see how much time he gains in the last stages. Let's see how Lucas Giles ostracised not Lewis Piper, Jamal in 1.8 is the gap. Let's see what it is by the end of the lap.
And again, Lewis Piper spins against 10 plus.
Oh, he's retired. No, that is unlucky for Lewis Piper. Is he going to bring out a safety car or has he got out safely? I think it is at the side of the tracks. I think it is nicely done. I think at most it'll be a VSC, but I think it's all good and I think it'll be cleared. Let's see in a few corners as it has been cleared, which is probably a good thing for Lucas Giles actually, and he's now 1.2 seconds the gap. I think 10 plus is going to be over the moon with that DNF. Just brings him comfortably in P5, and if he keeps the gap it will be P4 with Kerwo's penalty. 1.2 is the gap between Lucas Giles and Jamal. He has gained so much time on the last few laps. This strategy has been mega. He spun on lap 2, which took him out of the lead. Jamal has gained 8 seconds for the pit strategy. It has been chopped all the way down to 1.1. By the end of this lap, you've got to think, is Lucas Giles going to be overtaking Jamal for the lead? We'll see by the end as Jake Squid is in the pit lane. I'm not sure why. Maybe he's going for a late charge on some softs. As he's comfortably going to get P8 as Legend is quite far behind. Onto a fresh set of mediums for him then. Probably the right call. But under a second now. He's going to get DRS on this next straight onto the next lap. Will he be overtaking for the lead? Just can't. It just seems when he's got a bit closer, he just can't gain as much. Maybe it's putting off a bit with the car ahead. But those mediums will wear out, of course. Not as much as those hards. He has the pace still. 8 tenths is the gap. He is in DRS now. He will get it on this straight. I don't think he'll be closer to overtake. But if he keeps ticking away at this time, 3 tenths, another position gain, 3 tenths gained on the last lap. And if he gains that on the next lap, you've got to think how fast he'll reel him in for the overtake. Lucas Giles has drove phenomenally on this stint. What a strategy it's been for Lucas Giles. This could be his first race win and I think it's first race in FZR Racing. They're going to think he won last time in F1
Going
21.
for the final podium position. Great move on Striker Boy. Can Striker Boy pick anything up out of it? No, it doesn't look like he can. But Kerwo up into P3 obviously does have that 3-second time penalty. He's got to extend that gap as much as possible to Striker Boy. Let's focus back on Lucas Giles and Jamal.
3.5 tenths is the gap. Lucas Giles, this is your time to shine. Wow, 8 laps to go. He surely will be overtaken on the main straight if he keeps it this gap. No mistakes, Lucas Giles, and this could be your first win in Red Bull, in FZR, in this season. This could bring him in massively more into the prize pool battles near the end of the championship. Lucas Giles has been phenomenal this season. His pace has been immeasurable. No one can stop him at the moment. His pace is improving track by track. The practice he has had with his team has really benefited today. 5 tenths, he's got DRS. Will it be overtaken here? Not close enough at the moment. I think he might be behind for another lap. We'll see how it goes. Oh, that's just soul destroying for Kerwo. P3 he was in, but oh, that's unlucky. Let's see if he's got any damage. I don't think he's got any damage. I think he's fine. But that's easily brought him out of the podium fight. Striker Boy and Tempest will fight.
We saw the hours and hours of practice that Lucas Giles puts in to every track that he does in FZR Racing League. It's great to see in the Discord, and it's showing it. Will he be able to get past Jamal? Ooh, big moment there.
Big wiggle.
Still in though, still in the DRS range.
Won't be this lap. His tyres will obviously start to go off soon. Does seem to have a lot of traction still, but that mistake has probably cost him the overtake on this next lap. Still 7 laps to go. Let's see how it goes for him.
Unfortunately,
8 tenths to gap.
For Lucas Giles though, Jamal will pick up the DRS from the back marker cars. So it's going to be.
Oh, he doesn't.
Not this lap. Probably next lap though.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, it's unlucky as a battling as well. That will bring him in even quicker. That probably will put off Jamal though, you've got to think as well. So let's see if he makes any mistakes. As there's a massive battle going on for P13 and 12 and P11 too. Oh, it's going to get very close for him. We're going to see it from the P1 fight too. Just seems Lucas Giles has all the pace in Sector 1 and 2, but Sector 3, Jamal just takes it away. But I don't think, not sure he will have DRS this lap. I think he will, as they're starting to get blue flags waved. Let's see if they interrupt with the battle for P1. As they are getting past soon actually, maybe they'll get past quick enough that will not have DRS. 5 tenths is the gap as Striker Boy has left the session. I will soon get him back in as soon as I possibly can. But
Jamal looks like he's going to get the DRS from Seth Martin if it's close enough. Jack Kraft, sorry. No, he doesn't. Oof. Lucas Giles does get DRS. Can he charge on the second main straight? Can he get past Jamal?
He's only gaining like a tenth on the straights. He needs to do it out of the exit surely. As Jamal has great straight line speed. We'll watch him in Sector 1 and 2. He just has the pace to get within about 3 tenths, but just can't gain enough in Sector 3 to get close enough for the straight and prepare himself for the overtake for the lead. 5 laps now to go. He really needs to make the most of these tyres, as I think Jamal's went a bit wide, but he's kept it on the track safely. He hasn't gained enough this time round, and let's see how he does in Sector 2.
That's promoted, the disconnect from Striker Boy has promoted Templos into the podium positions. We've seen so much bad luck from Templos so far in the first 4 tracks. Here is the bit of good luck that he needed in Hungary.
As I said, Lucas Giles and Jamal within 3 tenths of each other now. At the end of Sector 2 and now in Sector 3, let's see how Jamal can gap. As it just seems to get a taste enough gap out of the second last corner, but this time maybe Lucas Giles is close enough. He will have a hefty slipstream, But yet again, about 4.5 tenths. It's a lot closer than it was before. But out of exit of the last corner, Jamal has the pace just to get enough traction to keep his car ahead. 3.5 tenths going into turn 2. Let's see how Lucas Charles weighs up to the back of Jamal. It will be a lot closer this time on, surely. 4 tenths going into sector 1. His beloved sector 2 is where he is the strongest, you've got to say. Lucas Charles into chicane, gains a tenth or two every lap. He brakes a lot later, I've noticed, than Jamal, has the grip. But this time round, Lucas Giles seems to just be keeping it a lot closer.
Yeah, great work from Lucas. I'd love for him to get the top position on the podium, but you've got to say, Jamal, again, great race from him.
Yeah, he's doing a fantastic job to try and catch up to Lewis Parker in the Drivers' Championship, but Lucas Giles is really wanting to get that first win today. So I don't think it's going to be close enough this lap either. Needs to get a good enough exit on the final corner, but 5 tenths, it just seems like in sector 3 it just gets taken away from him. He needs to try and save a bit of VRS too. You've got to remember, as he's just using it all, as Jamal is comfortable with about 38% in his locker. But 4 tenths is the gap. It's just a bit. He's just trapped a bit. Maybe he has a bit too much downforce in that car.
Battle at the back again between Andre and Jack Kraft. Been great racing across the whole grid.
Yeah, definitely. It's been close for the points today. First competition for most of the drivers, as this is the main one at the moment. Lucas Giles and Jamal, 4 tenths is the gap between each other. Let's see if in sector 3 Lucas Giles can just gain enough to try and get a move done for the lead. 3 laps to go. Gonna get close now. Needs to gain everything now, needs to push everything he has got. He's got a hefty gap to 10 plus, so I think he can just risk it all now. Risk it all, unleash all the pace. 3.5 tenths going into the final 2 corners. These are where the corners that Jamal seems to just have the pace on exit, have the traction. As it's a lot closer this time. Let's see how Jamal gets on exit. 3.5 tenths. Maybe this is the time. 4 tenths now. DRS doesn't have a lot of ERS left to attack. It's just not close enough. Needs to get probably within about 3 tenths if he wants to challenge, and probably try and save a bit of ERS for the final lap, because I think that is probably the only way he's going to get through. But Lucas Giles just trying. He's knocking at the door. Just can't get close enough. Jamal is doing just enough, and obviously by the final lap, Lucas Giles, his tyres. Oh, he's got a 3-second time penalty. Oh no, that is such a shame for Lucas Giles. He's pushed his luck there. I saw it. I saw him go off. I sensed that it was coming. But oh, if he gets the move done now as well, he's just got within the 2 tenth mark. That is unlucky for Lucas Giles. Will he get? He is obviously gaps 10 plus, and he won't be at risk from losing that position too. But Lucas Giles, he's got a 3-second time penalty. That's going to take the win surely away from him. He's a lot closer this lap too, which is such a big shame. But as we said, Jamal, look at him gain around the final 2 corners. It should be about 4 or 5 tenths now, the gap. He's got an easy P2 today as Lucas Giles, but just that win has been taken away from a little mistake that can affect what happened there. 3-second time penalty, that took it away from him. Maybe Jamal might get 1 too, you never know on this lap. But going into the final lap, Lucas Giles has still got to push everything he can, just in case Jamal does get that 3-second time penalty. But it's going to be close.
So it is.
Lucas Giles has done everything he could so far. Pushed his luck just one too many times, and that 3-second time penalty is surely going to take it away from him. And I think Jamal might even get DRS on the next straight too, if he stays behind this back marker, but I think it is going to get out of the way in time for the next DRS opportunity. As yeah, Lucas Giles, he is gaining, of course, but I think Jamal will get DRS on his next straight, so it won't really matter. This time round, he's very, very close to the back of Jamal. He got a lot closer of the exit. Yeah, that is very close. Is Jamal going to get DRS too? He has. Oh, that is such a big shame. Oh, that is the closest he has ever been on the final lap too. The back marker has really took it away from Lucas Giles there. That was his main chance, I think. That was his best chance so far. If he didn't have DRS, you've got to think, would he have been passed by now? Shame for Lucas Giles. But he does have 3 second time penalty. Yeah, I think it is going to be a Red Bull double podium anyway, which is fantastic for a team and a bit of luck.
Johnny deploying all his ARS. He's going to go for the dive bomb on Kerwo. Keeps it nice between the two drivers. No contact there. Fantastic move from Johnny. Kerwo with that 3 second time penalty is going to lose out. Kerwo with the 6 second time penalty, sorry, he's going to lose out to Striker Boy as well if it stays like this. But it looks like Jamal is going to round out the final few corners. And it looks like he's going to be all
It's been a fantastic drive from Jamal. He has done everything he could, everything that's been thrown at him. Lucas Giles tried a late charge after his amazing pit strategy, couldn't get it done with a 3 second time penalty too. Jamal is going to cross the line, 2 consecutive wins in a row. What a race it's been for Jamal. Lucas Giles, unlucky for him, 3 second time penalty what took him away, and a back marker what gifted Jamal DRS. Unlucky for him, but 10 plus. It's been a great comeback drive. He's got a bit of luck finally. P3 is going to be for 10 plus. Fantastic drive from him. It's a Red Bull 2-3 on the podium. Now, a bit of luck for Mercedes too. Johnny, P4. He's going to be over the moon with those points today for Mercedes, who was really struggling in the championship, and that's going to bring him back in the fight. Good race on Johnny. Striker Boy gets out his curse for P4, but gets P5. He's not going to be happy with that. He could have probably another lap and he might have got Johnny in the end, but unlucky for Striker Boy. Kerwo comes home to get P6. Good drive from Kerwo. Good points for McLaren. Both the AlphaTauris also great points. Old Toss and Jake Squid have had a great race, and I think Jake Squid gets fastest lap too. Legend is coming across the line to get P9 too. That's another great few points for Mercedes. And I think IBG comes home to get the final points position, but it's been great for the boys at Red Bull. 2-3. What a race. And I think my driver of the day has got to go to Lucas Giles. Phenomenal comeback. Unlucky not to get the win in the end, but he has been truly amazing. Unlucky for him not to win today. His time will come with the practice he's coming in.
Yep. Great stuff from Jamal, great stuff from Lewis Piper, and great stuff from Lucas Giles, and great stuff from Templos. Templos, after his bad luck at the start of the season, finally gets his well-deserved podium. And that finals rounds out the end of round 5, season 5.
I mean, it's just been fantastic from Lucas Giles and Jamal. Crucially, he has been just good enough to keep his car ahead of Lucas Giles, but just unlucky in the end for Lucas Giles to not gain enough and get that 3 second time penalty too. Everyone seemed to struggle with time penalties today. The track limits was too punishing, it seemed, but yeah, unlucky for them today. I think we should have some interviews coming up soon. But the Red Bull boys going home with a 2 and 3, fantastic result for them, and that is going to bring them in for the standings too. Currently, Red Bull are struggling actually in the standings, P7 at the moment. But with this result, I think it'll put them up to P5 and maybe even P4. But it's been a fantastic result for them.
Yep, certainly have. So, doesn't look like we've got any interviews, so, well, great race around Hungary. Look forward to seeing you all in round 6, which is Silverstone. So, will be a great race around there once again. I hope to see a full grid, and thank you all for watching.
Thank you. Been fantastic.